And a third one. If you want so this part three. Part one was the white paper. Part two was the Maven webinar with a funnel, completing the survey. The third one, but the white paper takes work, but the benefit to you is the greatest. The middle one, the webinar, is the most leverageable. But then there is work on your part to set up the webinar, getting attendees on the webinar. The third one is reactive and organic. So using podcasts, we call it podcast pitcher. We've essentially got 5 modules on this. Now with a podcast, you can get to number 1 on iTunes fairly easy if you use the right strategy and use the right templates, etc., etc. And you can even do that without creating the content yourself. You have somebody else create the content, in this case, it's going to be a decision maker. So in this case, what you could do is get immediate authority, and to get immediate leverage in the niche is identify the top 50 companies that you want to do business with, run a survey. So basically you run a hybrid of the white paper in part 1 and the webinar in part 2. So we want to interview you, but you also do a survey up front to find out when they're hiring. Those who are hiring, essentially you run an interview strategy with them, and you interview these guys, these girls on your podcast. So if you have Marketing Monday, on a Monday you could easily record 6 of these, release 1 a week. So you do it once a week, once every 6 weeks, and then you've then got the your marketing done for the next 6 weeks, and you've got 6 hot leads. Of course, you can amp this up. So with the interview process, what it will do is you're going to only be speaking to those who are hiring. So you get that one-to-one conversation, you get that authority with them because they're part of your podcast, which very soon would be number 1 on iTunes, so that you assume that authority. And number 3, it then becomes leverageable because, say, for example, there are 10, 20 decision makers in your niche and they see this podcast. They will then get fear of missing out. Why have you not interviewed them? And you'll start to get inbound responses too if done properly. So a combination of 1, 2, and 3, quick ways, leverageable ways. Come on, Alfie, over here, son. Come here. Alfie, come here. Ways to get under the radar and to find out who's hiring and to get the one-to-ones without doing any shitty cold calling. But also, you've got a very specific metric. Something can be systemized. So you know each time you run that strategy, where is he? There he is. Each time you run that strategy, you know it's going to be for every 50 invites you send, you get 20 one-to-ones. Every 20 one-to-ones, you get 5 pieces of business. Then you start to put an hour's return in. So to send that invitation takes 2 hours. To do the 20 one-to-ones takes 20 hours, etc. Because then you can start planning ahead. So today is Monday, and you can start to plan your week, your month ahead. So next week is beginning of March. But 3 quick ways to get under the radar, one-to-ones with your clients, and find out who's hiring. Speak soon. God bless.